Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting a temple in Myanmar, where he is currently visiting. Live visuals coming in at this point. Let's cut across there right now. It is the final day of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Myanmar. He'll be visiting a number of places of cultural and historical importance, including the Martyrs Memorial, the Bari, and the mausoleum of the last Mughal Emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, before he returns to India in this afternoon sometime. Now, earlier on Wednesday, the Prime Minister addressed the Indian diaspora in Myanmar. He said that his government will not shy away from taking tough decisions. He highlighted that his government's efforts at nation building were underway. India has also offered development assistance to the Rakhine state. Joining me live, or rather on the phone line from Myanmar itself, is WION's political editor Kartikeya Sharma. Kartikeya, winding down of the Prime Minister's visit to Myanmar currently underway, and I suppose as important as those memoranda of understanding are these signs and symbols of the Prime Minister's outreach in terms of the historical and cultural ties that bind India and Myanmar.
You see, this whole trip is important in the sense that we have a very troubled neighborhood. And 2 or 3 countries, or 4 countries, despite the fact that they are part of the civilizational rubric, in the sense that Buddhism and Hinduism, which is Nepal, or Sri Lanka, or even, for example, Bhutan, the relationships have been strained, except Bhutan, I would say, again, they slightly stressed in during Doklam. Nepal and Sri Lanka histories have been very, very different. In fact, the IPK position turned into such a disaster that India still reels under it. Now, Myanmar, which again is part of that whole civilizational rubric, continued to take a very different stand when it came to India, because it felt that India was a colonizer. This kind of Darjeeling deal going a pain, because people felt that, Bengalis are trying to assert themselves. The same happened in Assam in a different context. So Indians became part of the colonial administration, and when the nationalization took place in 1962, when UNO came into power, the Indians were as bad as Chinese. So that has to be repaired. Second thing which needs to be repaired is there are a lot of insurgent organizations operating in a northeastern border, and Myanmar has cooperated. That is why you see that we went and did our own little mini surgical session in Myanmar. So we have extended the same courtesy when it comes to the Rakhine or Arakan issue, which worldwide is known as the Rohingya issue, which Myanmar is called in the Bangladeshi. And I think it is in that context you see that a lot of bonhomie has taken place between both the leaders. Now, Suu Kyi too has been criticized internationally, but I think, yesterday in your discussion which happened, and there was one line which stayed with me, that perhaps Suu Kyi has decided not to be an international icon anymore, and to behave like a politician and deal things from the national perspective. And I found that statement very, very relevant, because when I see the newspapers here, when I talk to the people here, even the Indian embassy officials, it's very quid pro quo. It's in terms of connectivity, economy, culture, quid pro quo, so that it doesn't create a space for the third person to come in.
Much for bringing us up to speed on the contours of the Prime Minister's visit to Myanmar, one that comes shortly after his visit to the BRICS summit in China. Now, Prime Minister Modi will be visiting the memorial of the last Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar in Yangon today as well. He currently is at another temple in Myanmar. Remember, as Kartikeya was pointing out, the cultural ties, the historical ties between the two countries are extremely strong. In fact, Aung San Suu Kyi just yesterday, the state councillor, mentioning that she didn't look upon the Prime Minister's visit to Myanmar as the starting of a new chapter, because the chapters in the books of the book between the two of them is so old that there is a strong and old history that the two countries share, given that they attained independence around the same time. And of course, visuals of the Prime Minister reaching out to the different communities there in Myanmar, currently at a pagoda at the temple there in Yangon as part of his second day's itinerary.
Yeah, now it's over.